Slurpy derp my G's. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a boring video for some of you because I think some of you are already on my side with this argument. But there's a lot of people who are still confused by this point, and I'm going to just make a disclaimer here. You know, there's many ways to skin a cat. You know, you can compress a drum group and finish a song and it's going to be okay. What I'm trying to get across in my videos, which I've tried to tell people for years and years and years, and I will continue to do it for years and years and years, I will continue to fight this spirit of confusion and rebuke this satanic spirit that is in the music production industry until my dying last breath. I will fight the devil right until the end so that people can be free from this myth, which is that you have to glue your drums together by using compression. Okay, you don't have to do that, and of course, you know, like I said, if you compress your drum group together, you know, are you still gonna make a song? Yes. Are you gonna be able to glue your drums together without a compressor? Yes. You don't have to use one. So Matthew Gooden, bless you, says if you add makeup gain on the drum bus compressor, wouldn't you not lose volume on the kick? Which is a great point, a great question. So in the said video I did recently on bus processing with, using the drums as an example, I tested out, or I showed you why I wouldn't put a compressor on the channel, because what it will do is it will detect the loud volume, i.e. the kick, and it'll bring that down, obviously depending on how much I compress it. Yeah? Okay, great. So we know I've lost volume on the kick, and we know that I don't want that. And our subscriber says, thank you for writing, he says, why don't you then just turn the makeup gain up? And let's try that then. Okay, so we have, we've brought down the kick, and then we've brought everything, the volume and everything back up again. So what have we actually done here, though? What we've done is we changed the dynamics of the whole drums because, well, I don't know why. Why have we done that? To glue them together? I don't see how that has helped. You know, like, why don't I just turn that off and just turn the volume up? You know, I can get the volume up if I want the whole thing to be louder. Turn the volume up, you know, and the dynamics of everything between the cymbals, all the hats, all the layers, all the snares, I've already controlled them myself by the level that they are at on their channels, you know, or the amount of transient shaping that is on them. Okay, so what you're trying to do when you're putting a compressor on the drums is you've been fed a false narrative that it's something that you have to do to glue things together, and it's just not true, because the idea of gluing a sound together does not come only from the way that you dynamically shape everything. And the way that you dynamically shape everything is it's actually better for you, for training your ears, for getting more precise levels between everything, to do all of that yourself in the different layers, the different recordings. This can even apply to like recorded drums, you know, having your recorded or just, you know, in general music production with recordings, you mix all of the levels appropriately, yeah, and you do all of that, you just keep going and you just mix everything perfectly into the drum bus, for example, and then once you've really done it perfectly, all the layers, right volumes and everything, all kind of EQ'd well, transient shaped if you need to, then the dynamics, you've set them up well yourself. So you don't need to go ahead and change them. There's no additional bonus of compressing everything to change the dynamics, lowering the kick, bringing it back up again with a new dynamic variation. There's no benefit to that, really. All you're saying is that you couldn't really have done that yourself by just adjusting the levels of everything, you know. So I'll stop being mean now. But that's my honest opinion of why you don't need to put a compressor on your drums, because you're changing the dynamics around, but either you can just do that yourself with the levels of everything and get more of a precise result. Okay, and then if you think you can make things louder with the compressor, you can do the same just by turning up the volume and readjusting the levels and things until they're in the right position. And it's a more clinical way that you can get the right mix down on your drums yourself by ear. So that's why I teach doing it that way, So a lot of people, a lot of my students already know this because I've drilled this into them for years. And the reason why I drill this into them for years is so that they improve their fine tuning in their on their channels, their mixing skills, And so, like I mentioned, the actual gluing of a drum group together is not necessary to use a compressor. You can glue things together to make them feel like they're together. This whole concept that they has to feel like it's one. That can be done with things like saturating the high end, so all of the details kind of gel together a little bit, and you're not changing the dynamics. You're just adding a little bit of a sort of volume boost essentially, but everything's sort of still sitting nicely, and you're sort of bringing everything up a little bit. You're not taking things down, which is better in my opinion, to bring things up. And another thing you could do is, we did our little nuclear, or making a little tight little room reverb and putting that on the drums, so they all feel like they're in the same sort of space, But this concept, this myth, is going to die after this video. Well, it won't, because I'll have people in the comments saying, "Oh no, actually I do that and it actually works for me." That's amazing. I'm really, really happy for you, and I love you very much. But from my opinion, at least, this is an overly how can I word this? I think it's a myth that you have to use compression on your drums to glue them together. That there's other ways to do it, and I just advocate to not do it, because what you're really doing is you're just changing the dynamics of everything that you can have more control over if you just set up yourself, and you don't have to go through this process of reshaping the dynamics, bringing the kick down, then turning up the gain again. You don't have to do that, is all I'm really trying to say. It's not something that you have to do, and I never do it. I never bother doing it, because I'm more excited by getting the levels of all the individual layers right, running them into the bus, and then just controlling the volume of the bus on the volume, on a volume plugin like that, So that's why I think it's not worth compressing the drum bus, in my opinion. For drum and bass anyway, I've never had any good results doing it. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. Feel free to leave feedback and comments down below, and I'd love someone to give me a real scientific answer of why I'm wrong, but I'm yet to have a real pushback answer that convicts me or convinces me that I'm wrong. So as up to this point, I believe that I'm still fighting the right battle here. So yes, let's stop there. But I will get over to the other questions that you guys have asked me and try and answer those very soon. Anyway, it's Friday, my G's. I wish you a wonderful weekend. Have a great time with your friends, your family, whatever you're doing, staying at home, playing chess. I don't know what you guys get up to on the weekend. Leave us a little line below what you're getting up to. If you're happy with what I'm teaching here, if you agree with it and you just want to move on, you say, thanks, Artifact. You don't have to make any more no compression videos anymore. This is the last one you ever have to do. You can rest peacefully until the end of your days and into eternity. And let's just enjoy the weekend now. And just let us know what you're up to on the weekend. What's your favourite flavour ice cream, all that kind of good stuff. Have a great weekend. Goodbye. Much love.